Unless you've been living behind a conveniently shaped lamp for the last couple of months, you've probably heard of Undertale. If not, well, here it is. I'm talking about it. Now, I tend to be pretty cautious when it comes to indie games and crowdfunded games. For every good one you get, there's at least 100 more that are just ugh. So I tend to wait a while before I try them out, but all I've heard is awesome, positive things about Undertale, so I figured I'd try it out. However, this is clearly the face of a man who is hard to impress. But dang it, they got me. This game is fantastic. I don't think I've ever played a better indie game. And I really love Shovel Knight, but this game might have just kicked it off its throne. At first glance, it looks like a pretty standard RPG with retro aesthetics, but man, it does everything it can to subvert expectations and be a completely unique game. Probably the closest comparison to a game like this is something like Earthbound, but honestly, I think this is a better game. All of the elements combine in such a way that makes it an awesome experience in story, theming, and gameplay. But let's take it piece by piece and look at the different elements that make up Undertale. First off, in my opinion, the thing I think it has going for it the best is style. The simple graphics fit the style of the game incredibly well, and while the animation is minimal, it is all done well and entertaining to watch. The world it builds is fantastic, with cool set pieces all done with 16-bit graphics. And the music! Ho-ho! The music! The music is easily one of the best parts of the game, with nearly every song being memorable and catchy. I just had to buy the soundtrack for the game almost immediately. I mean, there's an awesome song for nearly everything, even a song specifically made for a bird that carries you over a small gap. No, seriously, that's the name of the song, look. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention this is a comedy game? It's hilarious, with tons of subtle and outrageous humor alike. Where many games try to get away with being funny just by making joke after joke after joke, Undertale relies on its charm and characters all making a cohesive world where the humor makes sense. I quickly fell in love with every single character I met, with the skeleton Papyrus being my personal favorite. The story of Undertale is constantly gripping, with multiple paths being developed based on how you choose to play the game. It knows how to perfectly blend emotion and comedy into a story that not only makes me laugh, but also makes me cry. And there aren't many games that can do that. But man, this ain't a book, we're playing a game. Let's talk about the gameplay. On the surface, it's a pretty standard RPG where you get into random encounters and have to fight off monsters. But you'll immediately notice after completing your first turn that it launches you into this bullet hell minigame where you control this tiny little red heart and avoid all the enemy projectiles that'll deal damage if they hit you. And if you're good enough, you can entirely avoid taking damage for the turn, and it's a lot more fun than just the standard sitting around and putting in actions for RPGs. And just when it starts to get a little repetitive, they throw in all sorts of new mechanics and twists that make every single encounter interesting and unique. Even your attacks get a little timing mini-game for you to do damage to the enemy. So you can go back and forth like this until you eventually defeat the enemy. But you also have the option, instead of choosing the fight command, to use this little act section where you can do lots of things like talk to the enemy or tell them a joke or other weird things like that. And eventually, if you do the right actions, you can make friends with the enemy and they won't want to fight anymore. And here's what makes Undertale truly unique. You can go through the entire game without killing a single enemy. Yup, you don't have to kill a single one. If you befriend a monster, you get the option to show it mercy, and the battle ends completely non-violently. Playing through this way, you don't gain a single experience point, you don't gain any extra HP, you don't gain any levels. In Undertale, there are very few truly evil characters. Most of the monsters you encounter are just citizens, just people. Most of their attacks aren't even really them trying to kill you. So with every single enemy, Undertale creates a unique puzzle. Rather than just bashing attack repeatedly to win, you have to figure out how can you end this peacefully. Or of course you could just slaughter everyone, that works too. But that's what makes it so good. You can choose what way you want to play the game, and the game changes based on whether you choose to spare people or kill people. Are you gonna be the underground savior protecting everybody, or are you gonna be some murderous, genocidal maniac killing everyone you come across? It's your choice. Whatever you choose, there are multiple endings based on how you played the game, and let me tell you, each one of them is incredible. In fact, the story is so awesome that I am avoiding spoiling anything if I can, because I really want you guys to play it. That's why I'm making this video. My goal, my intentions with this is for you to play it. I want you guys to try it out and experience it, because this game definitely impressed me and is definitely one of the best I have ever played. And it's only $10 on Steam. $10 is nothing. There's a lot more pointless stuff you could buy with that money than playing this incredible game. Now, it definitely deserves to be considered one of the best games of the year alongside games like Fallout 4 and Metal Gear Solid. Those are my personal favorites, but this small indie game proved to be just as awesome as those AAA titles. So go play it now. That's all I'm trying to say. Stop watching the video. Go play it now. Go. I'm serious. Go. Hey, thanks for watching this random hodgepodge of my thoughts. I'm kind of intending these SideQuest videos to be my way of, reviewing, for lack of a better term, games that I'm currently playing, whether I really love them or not so much. I just want to be able to talk about them, so I'm going to do that. Don't worry if you want to see more of my other type of videos. This isn't replacing those. It's just a much faster, less heavily edited form of video that I can talk about stuff that I maybe don't want to dedicate a full video to, but I can just get a bunch of thoughts out for. If you want to watch more about what this channel is usually about, I have a video on the very first Fire Emblem game, as well as a video on a game called Crystallis. So please watch those, let me know what you think, and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about a video like this. Did you enjoy it? Would you like to see more SideQuest videos? Let me know. So, alright, thanks for watching. You guys stay awesome.